when we hold unresolved trauma and we're literally walking around braced against the whole world can feel threatening or confronting, and we tend to get triggered by other people far more easily. Everything feels like a threat, and there's the potential for fight or combat or discard at every turn. And part of healing is starting to come out of that sense of brace against the world, so that we can feel a little softer and start to see without that lens of threat, just waiting to be harmed. And for many of us, that's been our life, hasn't it? Just waiting to be harmed or hurt or betrayed. And in the body, this manifests often as this very deep sort of brace pattern. We're propped up, we're holding, we're protecting, primed to fight or to run. And so in this practice, what we're going to do is see what it's like to invite our body to peace inside us and harmony with the world around us. And for this practice, you can either sort of sit against a wall like I'm doing now, or you can choose to lie flat on the floor, on the ground. It's up to you. I quite like to do it sitting up because I can feel the support of the wall behind me and also the support of the floor underneath me. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with simply lying on the floor. And really the gist of this practice is to tune into the ways that we are braced against the world. And in this practice, it's the floor and or the wall that are the world, and see what it's like to soften or to yield into them. And if we are holding a lot of bracing patterns and propping away from the floor or the wall, and we allow ourselves to, for the very first time, begin to soften into it, we may feel a sense of relaxation or certain muscle groups letting go. We may feel a bit of a sigh coming through us or an expansion of breath. We may feel twitching coming through different parts of the body. And we may start to feel a sense of grief at, oh my goodness, how long have I been protecting myself for? So I'm going to guide you through a very short practice to explore this just for a minute or so. And the affirmation from the book that we're going to pair with it is, I invite peace inside me and harmonize with the world around me. I invite a new way to exist here. So choose your position, whether it's lying down on the floor or sitting with your back against a wall and with your legs on the ground. I'll actually put my legs straight so that there's more contact with the ground, there's more support, the more of the body that is accessing either the wall or the floor. And just take a look around the space that you're in and just identify that we're in a safe space right now, that there are no perceived threats anywhere near us. So really take a moment to clock that on a mental level and on a somatic level. So just let your body know. And once that feels true, see what it's like to close your eyes, just see if that's safe. And become aware of the surface or surfaces that are supporting you, that are offering safety and support in this moment during this practice. And just notice if there are any areas where you may be bracing. Are your hips holding? Are your toes holding? Is your back curling away from the wall? What about your head? And just ask these parts of the body, is it safe to yield, to relax, to soften into the safety and support of the floor and or the wall, depending on how you're positioned. And just letting your body know that you're safe, this invitation to peace and harmony. And notice if there is a softening in the body, if there is a releasing of muscles or little twitches or tremors that emerge, and just welcome them. Notice if there is an expansion in your breath or perhaps a deep, gentle sigh or sound that wants to emerge. Notice if there is the emergence of emotion welcoming it all, welcoming your response to safety, the invitation to peace and harmony. And just connecting with the affirmation, I invite peace inside me and harmonize with the world around me. I invite a new way to exist here. And so just be with that. Breathe into that. Let every cell listen to and receive that. And notice the softening that happens. And just taking a moment to integrate this as a place we want to return to and to cultivate and grow. For when we begin to engage in the world from an embodied place of peace and harmony, we no longer need to fight. We no longer need to run. We can simply be here and relate and navigate with a lot more ease, a lot more clarity, a lot more responsiveness, a lot more wisdom and power. And when you're ready, if you haven't already done so, you can open your eyes and come out of that practice, remembering that you can come back to this as many times as you wish.